Off the bench with Razi Sport.
Go.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Off the Bench podcast with Razi Sports. I'm your host, Ronald Brown. Also here with my co-host, Coach Ron Brown,
Ready.
Coach Keem, and Bianca. How you guys doing today?
Happy Thursday.
Doing good.
All right, definitely happy to have you guys here today. All right, so we're here today with our special guest, Coach Robert Troutman of Honor Cope Suits and also the associate head coach of The Rock. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good, guys. Thanks for having me so much.
Welcome.
Oh, yeah, welcome.
All right, so I'm just going to start it off here. Who is Robert Troutman and where did your basketball journey begin?
So, first of all, again, thanks for having me on. My basketball journey began, let me just say this. My name is Robert Troutman. I'm a basketball junkie. I'm from Mount Washington, Kentucky. My journey began at like 4 years old when I was playing with my older brother on a MCA league. And ever since then, I fell in love with the game. And I'm one of, I guess, 4 Troutman brothers. And I'm an energy giver. I'm a believer in Christ. And to be honest, I just love helping people find their potential. And I love coaching basketball. It's been such a gift to me. It's taught me so much. It's helped me throughout my life. But I know we'll dive into more of this, but I think for me, I'm a son, I'm a brother, I'm a big family man, and I just want to make sure that whoever I come across, I'm impacting them in a positive way.
Amen.
All right. That's all right.
When did you realize player development was going to become your calling?
It's a funny story. I was a high schooler, so I think 16 or 17, I told my high school coach that I wanted to be a basketball coach, and he said, "Are you sure about that?" And I said, I want to be a coach. And then I fell in love with the development piece while I was in college. I played for a Hall of Fame coach, Jim Boone. He's been across the country. He's the pack line extraordinaire. And he just really taught me the game at such a deeper and wide level. And the things that we were doing in our workouts, was just like, man, this is great. So college NIL wasn't a thing, so I had to figure out a way to make some extra money. And in 2009, I think I started doing my first player development stuff while I was in college and fell in love with it. I love seeing people grow. I love seeing the families see the growth in their kids. And I love building relationships with the players and the parents. You become one as a collective unit. And I just love that. I love the ability to unify and push towards a common goal. And the goal is to just get completely better and transform.
All right.
It sounds like you started at the YMCA like a bunch of us. And I'm wondering, do you have a preference? Boys versus girls, high schoolers versus rec league? What's your preference? Just curious.
As far as like what YMCA league I like?
Or like which age, which gender, I'm just looking for your preferences as far as coaching goes.
Oh, so to be honest, like I've coached the beginners to the pros, and for me, I think really I enjoy with that middle school range. Like you really have to know what you're doing and being able to communicate clearly. And not everybody learns the same way. My background, I went to school. I was a kinesiology major and I was a teacher for 10 years and coached high school basketball. And when you can teach a sixth grader, 11, 12-year-old certain things, and this guy gets it and this guy don't, you have to figure out a way, like right away, immediately on how am I going to get this kid to get right now? So like just over the last years, I've been fortunate enough to be in an environment where they allowed me to coach kids with passion and intensity and focus. And I just feel like the middle school age group is like where you really truly learn to like craft and just perfect it over and over again.
I'm glad you said that because I find that middle school that's when the player knows that they're either going to play basketball, football, soccer, or whatever sport they want to do. That's in middle school. That's that point where they're going to have to make that decision, whatever sport it is that they're going to make. So I love that middle school age as well because I mean, they still trying to grow into their own, and then you can actually mold them to by the time they get to high school, they're pretty much ready.
And you get ahead of them building bad habits. I think
Correct.
For a lot of coaches, Curry's dad had to change his shot at 16, I guess freshman in high school, because they get out at halftime of the games and they start jacking shots from 27 feet and they start developing push habits and mechanical issues. And like, if you can just get in and start, mid-range work and really perfecting the form at the 6th, 7th, 8th grade, man, you could really improve faster and not having the mechanical dysfunctionalities.
I think they're still young enough where they're like moldable. They don't take themselves too serious. They adapt to constructive criticism. They're open because they want to get better. And so they see that potential, especially with a coach that they trust. So that's awesome.
Certainly. And a lot of guys are, if you wait to correct stuff when they're in high school, it's like they don't have the like you said, they're not willing to receive it because they've been told how great they are.
Right. The ego.
People, there's a lot of ego involved. So I think that's a great point.
For sure, for sure, for sure.
All right. So
The,
I see.
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was gonna say I see you wearing that jacket today, the Honor Court Hoops jacket. What is the vision behind Honor Court Hoops for you?
For me, I've been Honor Court Hoops is something that I sat down on my couch one day. I left corporate America. I was coaching in high school and working in Kentucky, and then I moved. And my goal when I moved is like, hey, I got to get at least 3 clients in here. I got to get 3 clients a week. In Kentucky, I had a really, strong clientele base. But Honors Court Hoops for me, I sat down one day. I was like, what is going to be the most like creative thing? Everybody wants to brand their own name, and I think that's cool, and everybody should do it. But Honors Court Hoops, like I want people to honor God, I want people to honor their family name. I feel like I want people to honor their coaches and their community with passion, with purpose. It's a platform to impact people to reach their potential. Let's face it, like honors courts, like I know the National Association of Basketball Coaches, they do like an NABC honors court every year. And I think that's a prestigious honor. And I was like, honors court hoops, that's just going to be my thing. The vision behind it really is, again, like I said, I'll honor the family and your name and honor God with your talents. Because I think everybody has talents. And one of the biggest things I feel like people struggle with is maximizing those talents because of self-inflicted wounds, fear, doubt, not having a lot of people pouring into them at a young age. And I had a split home from 7. I think I want to give people positive encouragement and reach people that I know need it, and they got to find it within themselves. And like honoring God in it all is a big piece. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys today. Life has taught me a lot. I've had to adjust and pivot and bounce back. And without sports and without developing a sense of toughness and a little bit more self-awareness as I've grown, like I feel like Honors Court Hoops, man, is just, I just want people to love what they do, limit the excuses they make, and regardless of their circumstances that they've been left with, they can find a way to get things done.
Oh man, I love that.
I was going to say, I like how you said you're an energy giver. I think that's the best way to honor your purpose is giving out good energy, giving out good criticism, working on your craft and being able to give that to the youth is very important. Energy is not easy to give out or exchange. So especially when it's like positive, like you could have a bad day and you still choose, it's a decision, you still choose to give out good energy. So that's a task in itself.
I think I'll interject again. I know I'm talking a lot, but I think it's a choice to be positive. We have a choice to be either positive or negative. And we're all it's way easier to be negative, and it takes more energy to be positive than it does to be negative, right?
That's right.
But if you could really understand the gift that we all have every day of life and being able to find gratitude as a skill. And I feel like when you have gratitude, positivity should flow through you, especially if you love people. And I'm just been fortunate enough to have the motor to give energy and manufacture it on a daily basis.
Gratitude is the attitude.
And what helps you recharge?
And I love, to be honest, man, I don't put out a lot of singing videos, but I love to sing. I love to play golf.
All right. Acapella right now.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna plead fifth. I'm gonna move that one out, but I love golf. I have 3 brothers that I love dearly that I FaceTime with. It's just family is such an important piece to me, and like my 3 brothers, and this is why I love Taya and AJ so much, is because I made a choice to go play with my older brother. He was a JUCO product, and I was coming out of high school, and we chose to go play college basketball together. He was my point guard, and to see that and the bond that we had there, and then to watch my younger brothers do the same thing. Family is so important to me. So like my brothers recharge me, and being out and outdoors recharges me. And I like to lift weights, so I love trying to take care of myself, and it's pretty much it.
One of the things that I know as people who give energy and give time, we give a lot of ourselves. And one thing that I think is overlooked sometimes is our ability to recharge, our ability to take some mental health assessments of ourselves and make sure that we are able to stay in the attitude of gratitude. So making sure we take care of ourselves so that we can keep giving is, I think, something important that has been popping up lately.
Definitely
Right.
mental health is important, man. I was on a vacation last week. People texted me about wanting to get in the gym, and I was like, I'm on vacation. I'm at the beach. I'm an hour and 30 from St. Augustine. I was in Destin last week. Like, it's definitely being outside and enjoying being around family is definitely a big recharge thing for me.
Oh, it is. It's a direct, especially when you said with the family. How much better can it get? I mean, someone that actually knows you and inside out, and you just have fun growing up. So I'm pretty sure the boys are having a great old time out there in Florida. So that's cool. Definitely cool.
Go to the next question here. What separates training from simply running players through drills, in your opinion? Since you
I think that's a great question. A lot of guys will say, "Hey, we got a workout tonight," and if the workout's 60 minutes long, and they'll come in and do cone drills and do a couple fancy moves, and they'll get some shots up. And I think that there's quality in that, but I feel like a lot of young people need to learn to do that on their own time and learn how to work the old school way. When it comes to how I was doing it, I didn't have a trainer, but when you were getting in and doing training, it's a deeper level. You understand defensive placement and how to read and play the angles and your players well, and you study their game and their film. You got to understand the offense that they're in, the tendencies that they're catching, like where they're catching the ball at. So like when you're a good trainer, there's so much more than just putting the ball in the basket and being able to have the ball on the string. Anybody can come in and put a kid through a workout and get a good sweat in, and they leave feeling accomplished, but all that did was exercise the heart and the body and not the mind. I think understanding the game and the movements, situational things are extremely important. So a lot of guys talk about analytics, and let me just say this: I'm a big proponent of just like going out there and competing head to head. Go out there and just go get it. But analytically, there's a lot of data that if you really use it the right way, you could really help a guy succeed. In so many different ways. Like as far as like if he's shooting the ball better from a right to left pass than he is from a left to right pass, like just different things. And if training and understanding where your weaknesses are crucial. But honesty is important, both from the parent and the player that you're training. They got to really understand like they need to get better.
So I'm going to touch on that a little bit, right? Because I'm an old school guy, right? And just along the lines of training. And I just want to get your view on it, right? So when I was growing up and playing ball and stuff like that, right? Point guards. I'm going to talk about point guards, that position right now, right? The point guards. We were taught if you get like 3 dribbles, if you got to dribble more than 3 times, you should be able to pass that ball at that point and get the play started and get the teams moving. But nowadays, it seems like everybody's looking for someone that can actually, because you said the phrase "ball on the string," so that's where I'm coming with this question. Like after 3 dribbles, I find that to be way too much dribbling, unless the play calls for it. But it just seemed like more and more trainers are teaching these young kids to dribble the ball that way. And then you're watching the collegiate level and even in NBA, these guys are dribbling the air out of the ball. What is your take on that? Like, am I missing something here or what?
I think there's levels to it. I think at the college level. Oh, go ahead. Somebody else interject.
Oh, somebody else was talking?
Oh, no, what you say, Ronald?
No, nobody was talking. No, I don't think anybody was talking.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's important to understand like there are levels to it. You got to be able to handle the ball, and like if you're a star player and you don't have a lot of help on your team, you got to be able to handle the ball versus pressure and be creative.
Right.
But if you look at a lot of it, there's so many shots that are coming off, just catch and shoot based off just ball
Right.
movement, and getting the defense shifted and getting them chasing the ball. But like if you watch the NCAA tournament, everything's challenged, every cut.
Mm-hmm.
Every pass everything's physical, so you have to be really solid with 1 to 2 dribbles. I'm a firm believer in the 3 and be done.
Right.
But you have like the NBA, the game. There's a lot of like ball manipulation. They're allowing guys to carry now, and like footwork's not as strict as far as travel calls. So there's so much new ways to like train the game. And I feel
Right.
like so many guys are popping up and starting to train because they love the fact that there's so many new manipulative like ball move. Like it's cool, but you got to teach guys to be effective. And I think that goes back to like that 1 to 3 dribble rule, right? Straight line drives,
Right.
dribble change. If you don't got
Change.
nothing.
Right.
So I think we're all dealing with a little bit of dribble trainers, but at the end of the day, it's like you gotta know what you're good at. You gotta know the levels of the game, and if
Right.
you want the kids to get better, you gotta teach them how to do more than just dribble the ball.
Right.
Sounds like we need more refs too. Refs.
I feel like a lot of them
The
just want to be
refs.
like Free Irvin now. For me,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of them want to be like Kyrie Irving to where even Wembanyama is the center and he's dribbling, trying to cross over everybody and make it to the rim. And
Well,
I feel like they're trying to aim to make everybody a star now
Yeah,
because the stars will get paid.
because
The
the game's
people, the people on the end ain't getting. So I don't.
that's becoming that's because it's become position as
Because I
basketball.
don't think Wembanyama should be. Sorry if I'm saying his name wrong, but I don't feel like he should be dribbling, running the fast break almost every possession, trying to dribble like he's Kyrie Irving. I
But
don't.
Keem, like Ronald was saying just now, basketball is becoming a positionless sport. I mean, there's like when we grew up, and Coach, you can probably back me on this or not, but like we had the 1, 2, 3, and the 4 and the 5, right? They now we just
yeah.
have wing players, and then like you said, Wemby is he's bringing up the ball, so like
The game is a little bit changed.
it's changing. The game is definitely evolving. I mean, but Coach, you said that you were from Kentucky. Didn't know that. So basketball, I'm from New York, so it's like we say New York is the mecca of basketball, but like a lot of ballers
Next
come
in
out of,
five.
but there's a lot of basketball in Kentucky. That Midwest basketball is just a little different than East Coast basketball and even like the Northern Midwest, like Chicago and all that. But like that
I mean,
Midwest basketball, tell us a little bit about that Midwest basketball.
to be honest, like, Kentucky is known for basketball, bourbon, and horse racing. And I think the Ohio Valley area, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, you get into those types of programs and you watch teams play up there, the ball moves really well. Defenses, they can't keep up. I tell the guys all the time, why do you think people pay more for FedEx next day air instead of ground? Because the pass is faster than the dribble. You know,
Mhm.
Right.
now, if you pass it,
That's a good reference. I like that. Y'all writing
well,
this down? I'm gonna put this on my note.
so for me, like the basketball that's played in Kentucky in that area, like it was such a competitive environment because guys are well coached. They know how to
Right.
move. I think, some high schools, they're behind the game, like antiquated as far as like style of play, not wanting to be up tempo. But I feel like the brand of basketball that I've seen out recruiting the Indiana elites, the Midwest elites, the Wildcat selects, like I've been on Adidas, I've been on EYBL, like teams that have moved the ball, and like Tyler Hero's team. I don't even know what I guess Hero Elite. I guess they guys just know how to play and they move well without the ball. Like Clay
Right.
Donovan, he says that 95% of the games play without the ball in your hand, and I
It's
feel
true.
like that's the way that the game's got to play. That's why Indiana Pacers, that's why the Oklahoma City Thunder, that's why the San Antonio Spurs, they've been so effective because guys, they know how to cut hard, they know how to catch
Yep.
guys, and they know how to manipulate the space and then attack the space. So I love a good basketball program that guys are committed to team basketball
Right.
and want to make sure everybody eats and not just one or two guys. And I feel like the college game as a college coach, being able to get guys to buy into that now is extremely, I would say, challenging on one end, but I think it could be easy on the other because guess what? They're essentially pros.
Oh, they
And
are.
if you're trying to win and continue to maximize the value of your the market value that you're bringing, you better be playing the right way and maintain coachability. So I think I love basketball in the direction that's going. I really do. I feel like a lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth, like AAU's toxic ball. I think the right program,
Right. That's it.
the
The
right
right
That's a
program.
program
good point. Yeah.
is going to save you a headache. It's going
Hmm.
to save you and your kid frustration, but everybody's selling something. And you got to
Right.
really how to discern based on what you see. The eyes, your eyes don't lie. Your ears
We're
will.
we're we're back at discernment.
Hey,
Right.
Back at
That word
discernment.
discernment.
That's really good.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interject. I had a question before you jumped into your topic of discernment. One is what is your preference either like to watch either NBA or college ball?
To be honest, I think I love college basketball.
Yeah.
I think college basketball is becoming more and more competitive night in, night out. Doesn't matter who you're playing. You saw it. And I'm obviously a Gator fan, but I'm a huge Kentucky basketball fan. And like to see the battle that they had in NCAA tournament against, I think it was at Santa Clara. Who did they play?
Yeah, Santa Clara, yeah.
Santa Clara, like to see the Santa Claras of the world going and attacking the Kentuckys, the Blue Bloods, like that's what college basketball is about.
Exactly.
When you got a bunch of guys that believe in each other and go and beat anybody as long as you're willing to execute it and go with the game plan. And college basketball, I think that more and more guys are starting to buy in to winning. And I think winning solves a lot of problems.
We found out the hard way last year in Iowa.
Trust me, I know. My
Yeah,
heart
that
was
was a
broken.
heartbreak.
It was a heartbreaker, but hey, it happens sometimes, man. I think
No, it
that's
does.
college basketball, and I love college basketball and the direction it's headed.
No,
And
I hear
for
you.
the AAU, you were talking about like there's a bad taste with those types of programs and stuff. And what would you say are some key points to choosing the right program for your child or parent relationship and coach relationship?
I coached a grassroots team for 3 years here in Gainesville. It was a startup program out of the Alachua County Sports and Convention Center. And I was just like, I want to get it off the ground. And I did it. And I have coaching experience. I've coached at a high level. I've coached the national team at the Rock as the associate coach. I feel like a lot of parents need to be educated on their coach. Like, does he know what he's doing? Is this guy going to help my son continue to get better from a development standpoint, not only from a skill standpoint, but from a character standpoint and from a toughness standpoint? I feel like too many people choose the AAU team based off clout
Right.
Mhm.
Facts.
and them getting a free something. I think
Yeah.
I love being able to go and get a kid exposure, but AAU, ChatGPT has allowed all these AAU programs to look like they're professional, long-standing, elite level programs because of their graphics that they're generating. I feel like
It's out of hand. It's out of hand.
Listen.
It's
it's
out of
crazy.
hand.
But I think coach,
I love that.
I think you got to know the coach. I think you got to do your homework and watch the
You
coach
do.
before you let. I think you got to watch the coach and how he coaches, and maybe go watch a practice or a training. I think too many people are like, oh, my so and so played for that team 4 years ago. I'm going to go play for it because of so and so played for it. That's not. It's got to be the right place, the right time, and the
Yep.
right person to get you to get situation where you're going to maximize your potential during that 3 month window in the summer.
Facts.
And realistically, I want to take it back to one of the first things you said when you talked about development. I think that a lot of parents and kids, they get so fixated on like winning, and this has been a theme: winning, rings, flashy things. But if you want longevity, you need to start with the basics. And so you were talking about development, and I think that that's really important, and it's an establishing foundation to a program that lasts.
And a lot of teams are promising development, but a lot of these AAU teams don't have gyms to practice in. So
Right.
they want to provide an opportunity for a kid, but I feel like we're selling the kids short because we're over promising and under delivering.
Yeah. That's the truth.
And if you're gonna claim to be an AAU team and get development, you better be doing 2 to 3 nights a week of an hour to 90 minutes worth of skill development.
Yep, I
and
agree.
not just show up on the weekend and playing games and not getting much out of it. So there's like there's a two side to like the AAU story. I think there's some great programs out there. I think there's some illegitimate programs, but you just got to find the right fit for what you're trying to accomplish and be honest about your son or daughter's ability level.
So we're looking at our children through these rose-colored glasses, and unfortunately, the emotions get in the way when it comes to the evaluation of their own, in particular, kid. Like as a parent, I would just recommend look at what your kid is doing, compare how your kid is dribbling to how the other kid's dribbling. Listen to the coach and how he tries to explain to the kid how to dribble properly. Is the coach talking about using the pads of your fingers? Is the coach talking about snapping the ball down? There's different things that you can hear from coaches that help you understand, okay, well, he knows what he's talking about. And parents just have to get off their phones and listen to what these coaches are telling their kids, and you can find out. I think it might be just that simple.
Another thing I feel like is an issue is that parents think that what the money that they invest for, like how you said, 2 to 3 days a week is enough. That investment is not enough. We also discussed previously, like not on this call, but ghost work, which is, I'm keeping that with me forever, Ron.
Here you go.
Ghost work. So it's like, it's what you do when nobody's, how bad do you want it? You don't want to just take what you learn in that moment. You got to put it to practice behind closed doors, because you step back on the court or on the field or wherever sport you're in, you want to make sure that you're not just showing the coach that you're doing what they have taught you, but that you've upped your skill level, because you've done, when you do something repetitively, you get better and better and better. And so what you're teaching them is just, it's not just for the moment, it's for long term.
Right.
I tell everybody all the time, I have a teaching background, and I'm like, you guys are in here for 60 minutes for a skill session, and I'm teaching you just like you would be in a math class or a literature class. And if I'm teaching you something right now, and you walk out of the door and it completely goes away, you're wasting your time and opportunity coming in here and training with me, because the habits that are built have to be sustained throughout the rest of the hours. If you work with 3 hours a week, there's a lot of other time. And if you're just going out and shooting the ball with improper mechanics because you just don't have the discipline to recall the cues that were given to you, it's just a waste. So I think that if you really want to you have to really open up your ears and comprehend and take really deep level attention to detail.
Good detail. That's facts. That's facts.
So,
Now you
so
said that
does
you
it?
have a teaching background. You currently are coaching at the Rock, correct?
So right now, I'm the Rock national team. I'm no longer with. There's
Oh
actually not
no. Okay.
going to be a national team at the Rock now. Unfortunately, they're just steering back into going to the FHSAA route.
Right. Okay.
But the timing has come out to where I'm training and I'm spending a lot of time on the court and
Okay.
able to impact more people, and I'm more available. So the
Right.
ability is increased. I have aspirations to coach somewhere this coming year, but if it doesn't happen, I'm so grateful for the opportunity to train high level athletes and young athletes and beginners and just help people get better. So I think there's opportunity on both fronts. So I'm super grateful for where I'm sitting tonight talking to you
Tonight.
guys.
Right. I hear you. Oh no, that's cool.
If you could pick anywhere to coach starting this season, where would it be?
Man, any level?
Any level.
Shoot, I'd have to go with my boy Coach Golden and the Gators, man. I really feel like they have a special group of people. And I've been watching them practice for the last 2 or 3 years, and I've got to know the entire team and the staff members, and I just know they're all coming back to go to war. And that for me is I'm just a competitive, I eat up competitiveness. Like I
Yeah.
can't play cards or golf or anything with anybody and not want to talk some smack. So like be able to go and coach at the college level, Todd Golden and Coach Hartman and Corey McCray. I know I'm local, and they have a lot of great coaches. So I'm just fortunate enough to work with some of their players, and
Right.
but I just want to coach somewhere because I love the game, and I
Mhm.
love building relationships with people and getting to know them, like your sons, man. I worked them out this afternoon. I mean, they're just
Right.
special, and we have a lot of fun putting in a lot of hard work. So it's just what I love to do.
I
I
almost
thought
thought
you
you
was
was
gonna
going to
say
say
the
Kentucky.
76ers, man.
Team is tight. Team is like,
Oh
damn, not my
man.
team.
No, but I'm just glad you didn't say Kentucky. I was just waiting for you to say that.
That's why I gave a broad, like, let's see
If
where
Yeah.
his
Coach
head is
If
at.
Coach Pope sees this, forgive me. If Coach Kelsey sees this, forgive me. Listen, I'll come work for you guys. Just give me the opportunity.
Right. Hey, give him the opportunity, guys. Great
That's
guy.
right.
Great guy.
Coach Rob, go Coach Rob.
Oh man. Oh.
And not to bounce back too far, but it's been eating at my brain a little bit. Every athlete, regardless of what position you play on the floor, needs to know how to handle the basketball.
Oh, no, for sure.
How can you call yourself an elite player playing in an elite league? You can't handle the basketball.
So before you say something, Rob, I want to throw this out there. You Maxie that plays for the 76ers, his father didn't teach him how to dribble the ball consistently until the NBA. Did you know that? So Bron today, coach, you can correct me. He has a horrible, and this is King boy. So I'm not trying to be on you, King, but he can't dribble the rock. But the thing is, he knows how to protect the ball. It's a different.
No, I think there's value. The first thing that came to mind is like think about Jokic.
Right.
Think about Jokic. Yes, he's 6'11", 7 foot tall, but he ain't out there yinging and yanging. He's out there in the body. He's protecting it. He's
Protect the ball.
he's keeping his dribble alive so he's ready to pass it at all times. So like I feel like I was a 1 to 3 dribble guy, like you said, Ron. Like I
Mm-hmm.
I didn't need to be flashy. I was effective.
Right.
And I feel like, yes, as a coach, you want your point guard to have that thing on a string so he can break pressure by himself.
Right.
But basketball, man, I think you can play it as long as you have a high basketball IQ and know how to protect the ball and manipulate the dribble. I think there's value in that.
That's true.
Magic Johnson, one of the best. He had a horrible hand, bro, but he was one of the best point guards. You
He's
go
one
like
of the
Steve
longest.
Nash and all those guys. That's somebody different.
And that comes back to the coach. He has to assess his players and see if that's
No,
going
no,
to be
for
a
sure.
lesson we have to put in place.
No,
Learn
no, for
ball
sure. But
security.
listen, what I used to do back in the day, again, so like I said, Rob, come. So we took a bunch of kids. We had a team years ago, two ballers. I'm gonna go back to the two baller story. Like we were all about running and gunning and trapping and on defense. And we went out to the Midwest, and these boys they just outplayed us by just moving the ball. Like it was really a culture shock, right? So when I got back, I took the truck at the time, and I was like, listen, we need to really move the ball around. We need to teach these kids how to really play on a high level because these boys just played us mentally. But back then, that's when Wisconsin. I used to tell the kids always go to Wisconsin. They had those kids on that team that played fundamental basketball. They didn't do nothing flashy. Yes, it might be a boring game, but if you like basketball and you like seeing the art of the game, that is a beautiful team to watch. San Antonio, you said it earlier. San Antonio, same thing. Boring team, boring watch. They're a little more exciting now, but back then, like
Say
with
they'll
Tim
be on
Duncan and all
full
them guys,
point.
like it was so fundamental. It was like, yo, dude, like I want to see somebody dunk on somebody. Then you get Ginobili come down or something. The fundamental of the game, that's what it's about. So when you talk about like having the ball on the string, it's good to have everybody know how to dribble the ball. But if you're moving that ball, 1, 2, 3, move, you find an open man. Because after a while, the defense is gonna get caught sleeping. Boom,
I
easy
feel like
shot.
one thing we haven't talked about is heart. I think that a lot of players, like I was talking to my nephew yesterday and I said to him, I'm like, hey, what's your plan? Do you want to go to college and play ball? He graduates this year. And I said to him, are you going to play for college? He's like, I'm not sure yet. And I was like, well, why? You're a great player. And he said, well, I'm too short. And to which I referenced Muggsy Bogues. I think that he had a lot of heart. He moved quick. He was aggressive. And I think that having your heart in the game is also a really big factor because in order for you to give something more than just your talent, your speed, your mechanics, heart is also something that's slept on because when you have that willpower in your heart, I just feel like you move like, no, I got this. Like there's a confidence in that.
I agree. I agree. But it could be also the parenting because it could be his parents saying he's too short and just keep drilling him and they want him to do something else. Because that's
Yeah.
what happened for me. Like I wanted to play basketball ridiculously and like, no, you're too short. Box. I want you to box. Go run. Go run. Go run. I need you to bunch. Hit the bag. Hit the bag. Hit the bag.
That's tough.
It falls on, like you said, it falls on the support too. Confidence. Some kids are just built that way. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's kids that need to go to like a Rob that's going to actually give him the confidence in himself, train and show him that he can do no matter what. It's about his
Yeah.
supporting group. So like if your nephew, if he's in high school now and he needs somebody, you got all of us here that
Come to
will definitely
Rossi
boost his
Sports, baby.
Rossi Sports, yeah. And Rob Troutman, what is it on a court?
Honor sport hoops, baby. I know
Yeah,
it's a
on a court.
twister, but hey, it's there, man.
Yeah, there.
I think heart coincides with toughness. I really feel like in today's climate, with like the instant gratification and everybody wants it overnight, I think if you can just outwork people today and get an opportunity more than just a more talented person. So I think there's power in having the heart, but game honors toughness, and tough people tend to outlast and overcome. So definitely got to get him in an environment where he's going to be pushed and challenged and poured into get that type of mental preparation and that mental piece. So
I guess I got a question for you. I know you out there in the Gainesville area. Do you travel to go train or
So
you
to be
know?
honest, I think I haven't, but I'm looking at doing that. Like I've a couple of the women's players that I've trained
Right.
had left Florida, and now one of them is in Lexington at University of Kentucky.
There
Uh,
you
D-
go.
Dr. O'Neill.
Back in Kentucky.
Hey, listen, and then Liv McGill, she's obviously at Oklahoma State, and they're both doing really well. And I've got a couple opportunities to go, and I've wanted to partner up with a couple guys. 808 Fit on Instagram, Jeremy Hayes, and him and I have talked about doing some travel stuff. Just haven't done that yet.
Right.
I'm still trying to be great where my feet are, but I think the opportunity is on the horizon. And like I said, I'm ready for anything that comes my way.
Yeah, that's
All right. Yeah, we gonna be supporting you on that. for sure. Oh,
I think maybe like for travel, it would make sense to have like a group or something. What do you think? Like maybe like a group of, or do you only do one-on-ones, or how does?
So no, so I do a lot of on ones, but my bread and butter right now is small group. I think getting into like a 1 to 4 player group with guys that are competitive that are going to challenge you. Iron sharpens iron. If
For
you got
sure.
committed to like getting better in a group, I do a lot of skill stuff, but I also do a lot of like live play, learning how to like teach guys what to look for and how to position and how to, cut without the ball and what to look for, body language of the defense, and like just different levels that are just going to help guys find their advantage. Everybody's advantage is going to be different.
For sure.
right.
So
That's
they're
true.
really, really trying to find and get guys to know their weaknesses and just learn how to maximize their talent level and their abilities. So I think I've done some group stuff here in Gainesville. I love to do a big camp or two, but I've really just been focusing on small group.
Let's get some camps going.
I definitely think I
Yeah.
should. I need to.
Let's get some camps going. That's a good way to network,
Oh, yeah.
learn some players.
Right. So the question is, what is if you can ask them, what is some of the biggest mistakes parents make when trying to help their children's basketball career?
Anybody else want to take this before I jump in? I know there's a
Yeah.
lot.
Hey,
There's
I done
so
made a
many.
whole bunch of mistakes. That's how we found you.
Yeah, I have an idea. I
Yeah.
think like parents come with egos with their kids, especially when they're coming from college or high school. Like if their child was a high school like good player, they feel popular, or whatever. They come to college thinking it's gonna be the same, but they don't understand that it's a bunch of other great players as well. And I feel like the parents have like an ego with it, like, coach, shut up and let my son play. I don't know. That's what I feel like. It's a
I think accountability in their role. I think they maybe sometimes could get ahead of themselves. And that can step in between the coaching or the child, just being accountable.
And what you got, Rob?
Dudes. I don't know about y'all. I study a lot and I'm around a lot of people and I hear a lot of people talking. I've seen it as a coach. I've seen it as a trainer. I've seen it as a friend.
Drum roll.
I've seen it as my parents never got involved in any type of playing time issues, coaching issues. They really didn't care about AAU. I didn't play a lot of AAU growing up. I didn't have the resources. My mom was a single
Right.
mom. Thankfully, I had good mentors outside of like AAU to help me. But I think a lot of parents try to fight their kids from failing. I think a lot of parents don't want their kids to fail, so they try to position their kids so they don't have to fail.
Mm.
Right.
But I think failure is a learning opportunity and a growth opportunity.
I didn't think that that's where you were going.
But
That's good stuff.
I'm about to get a little deeper though.
Oh.
There's levels to the ego. A lot of kids, they're the best person on their grassroots team, so they can just do whatever they want. They can shoot 26 shots a game and dribble the air out of the ball. And then you get into the high school level, and then you got the dad who wants his son to be the star player, but there's also another kid that's good too. So like there's all this tension. That's why that's where it starts. The parents want their kid to be the man, but
Mhm.
we got to teach the guys how to work together and understand. But a lot of guys that are trying to play college basketball that are talented with the parents that have the ego, the college coaches and the levels and the depths of studying body language of the player they're recruiting during the game. They're studying the parents' body language during the game. And they're studying the parents' behavior on social media.
Yes.
And they're studying the kids' social media.
Mhm.
And you go back for me, like I know there's some talented players out there that didn't get recruited to go where they thought they should go based off the talent, but they were because their parents got
Mhm.
because the program didn't want to deal with all the stuff. So there
Right.
is a lot of ego that goes into to that. And I feel like if more people just recognize what winning takes so much more than just you're the best player and you're the most talented. It takes toughness, it takes sacrifice, being unselfish at times. And I don't know if there's an anticlimactic response there, but Bianca, I know the drum roll. Hey, listen, I think there's a lot of stuff that you can talk about in terms of that.
Oh, for sure.
No,
That
you
was
hit it on
good.
the head with that. I mean,
Yeah.
I have a buddy now that his son definitely was a standout, but because of of his behavior. His road to where he want to be and with success is very hard. I had to go a couple of JUCO schools before he can go somewhere else, and that it almost killed him. It almost killed the kid, but just glad that he had the proper support to help him get to where he's going. But no, you hit it on the head. These coaches are looking at everything,
And
and I'm just
stop
saying.
me if no, I was just going to say, stop me if this doesn't make sense, but I also feel like players would stand out more if they had chemistry as a team.
Oh, for
Because if you
sure.
don't have chemistry as a team, you're playing as like if you're the only person on the team. I feel like not only does that set you apart in a negative way, it takes away from the sport itself, like the game itself, because realistically, you're on a team. You have to be a team player. So if you're not buying in, like you said, Coach Rob, if you're not buying into that vision, then you're really setting yourself apart in not such a good way.
And I'll keep it current to that point. There's a lot of talented players that, oh, I'm going in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? They get stuck in the portal
Oh yeah.
because people, coaches talk at every level.
Mm-hmm.
And
Community is very small.
it's so, and the basketball is the Wild West when it comes to NIL. So there's no more wasted, number one, opportunities. These opportunities are going to be really short. You better be on your P's and Q's when it comes to being a great teammate and bringing value more than just being a 25 PPGer. Like it goes back to coaches doing their homework, making sure you're getting a high character kid. And people want guys, and they want to build a program because they got to put food on their kids and their wife's table.
It's true. That's true. True.
Yeah, well, for me, one of the things that stands out as a parent faux pas is I understand that we once upon a time had our own individual dream, and then to cast that dream onto our children and try to want them to relive that dream that we didn't capture. Some parents are guilty of that. Your kid might not even want to play ball, but some of these parents' selfishness puts their ego and their desire for what their kid actually wants.
Mm-hmm.
You had mentioned about putting food on the table just now. Some of these players with the NIL. What is your take on the NIL and how it changed and shaped the game in your eyes? And with you being a person who trains now, like and also play, how do you feel about the NIL deals that these kids are getting now?
NIL, if I got an NIL deal today, if I was playing, like it's life changing. And I feel like yes, it's hard because how sustainable is it? How sustainable is it to continue to these big deals?
Right.
But as a 19, 21, hell, 25-year-old now playing college basketball, that it's life changing money. And if you have the right system and support around you, I think the NIL change your life long term for years and years to come. Um, I know it's been a hard thing to navigate from a coach's standpoint and university standpoint, but if I was playing, I wouldn't had to have started. If I was playing, I wasn't making money. I wouldn't have had to go and do player development lessons to go pay for a meal at Zaxby's because I didn't have any money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I
Right.
went to school 5 hours away, and I didn't have a lot of extra money, and I didn't qualify for some of the Pell Grant money that I was going to get in state. So it's life changing. I'm thankful for it. See guys have that opportunity. Can't abuse it. We got to put some type of caps on it. I think every conference should have a cap on.
Oh, I agree.
I think conferences should have caps. The SEC should have like a $500,000 maximum per a guy. The ACC 500,000. I think lower level schools 250K. I just feel like there's got to be a level of cap.
No, I understand. Definitely got to make noise.
Yeah, even with that cap, that's only coming from the school. That wouldn't come from sponsorships and things like that. So the money could still get big.
Correct. And I do think the conferences have to come up with a cap number per player.
Mm-hmm.
And anything else is going to be that player's agent that gets those brand deals. The schools can't sustain it.
No, I agree.
To be honest, like I don't know. I read like the North Carolina transfer that just went to Louisville. I mean, there was like a big article about Louisville being 30 million in the red on their athletic department. And like I don't know all the ins and outs of that. I can't really speak in depth of it. But like how do you maneuver?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Exactly.
You up tuition on your students, you up everything else, and it's just not sustainable. I think something has to give, and I feel like conferences should start setting numbers per player.
Per play. No, I agree with you on that because I don't know about you, but for me, it's definitely a game changer financially and individually for the kids. But you being a fan, of just sports in general. Like college, I think, okay, one, it's a professional game now because these kids are getting paid, but it's changed. It's going to be like the NBA. There's only but a few teams that have the capability of getting the high major kids because of the finances. So there's going to be a gap in between schools and conferences. And what are we doing here? That's my thing. But again,
Should they put a cap on
I agree
coaches
with
too?
it.
Then
It needs to be a cap. Because
should they
now
put that?
then you
Should
go
they?
back to the high school kid. Then you go back to the high school kid. I mean, he's doing everything right and doing everything, parents, everything right. But now you talk about the transfer portal, all of that. Like, so I think it's great, but at the same time, I think it's hurting the college sport. And if you're not just basketball, but all the sport, because
Yeah.
all these kids are getting it. I mean, so it's good for a kid who's coming from where they don't have the means to get something. But again, like you said, I believe it should be a cap on some of that. It should be.
Yeah, that's a good take.
Well,
I
should
agree.
there be a cap on the coaches then?
I mean,
What
Well,
money
some
they
of these
get?
kids,
winning,
I'm sorry.
you're winning. I mean, I don't know who the highest paid college basketball coach is in the country right now, but I can tell you right now, I know Kentucky paid John Calipari a lot of money, and he wasn't bringing home championships, but he can recruit the best players. I think it's based off the school and their desire to win.
Right.
If you can pay a guy $3.5 to $7 million a year to coach your team, then more power to you.
Right.
If I'm that coach, what I'm working my tail off.
No, fact.
I don't think there should be a cap on coaches.
You think there should be
Yeah.
caps on coaches as well?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there should be a cap on coaches. It's a little bit different than
I think so, man.
Thought the highest paid coach is Bill Self of Kansas with 8.8 million.
Well, I'm thinking more in terms of I know it's not basketball, but I'm thinking more in terms of like the Saban type of tickets. His paycheck was part of the state's budget.
Yeah, I think football is different than basketball, though.
Yeah, it's a different sport.
You know,
There's way more
it's
money in
different.
that.
Also,
It's
It's
way
a
more
lot
money.
more than
shouldn't
that.
experience and accolades coexist with the salary? Like how, I mean, I know I'm not sure who you just mentioned, Coach Rob, but whether or not they win championships, shouldn't their experience speak for their salary as well?
Oh, I completely agree. I completely agree on that.
And they do. I think they do. It's fair, like, especially even with the kids. Like every year, it's like a pay raise, because they expect the kid to be better than they were the last year. So
For sure.
Yeah.
there is a graph where it shows like the average of what players are getting paid, as far as from freshman all the way up until their senior year. But then again, if you're that superstar like we had
I
last
was about
year
to
and
say,
the year
they
prior,
getting paid in high school now.
getting more. But the other thing is too, though, like you said, the agents are also getting them also, like you see, they say, oh, this kid is getting $8 million. Okay, the school is not paying them $8 million. Okay, that means there's some other like boosters and stuff like that that's involved to where that money comes into these kids with the NIL. You understand? So it's not just the school coming up with $8 million, the collectives and stuff like that. No, so it's a lot that goes into that. But I just want the game to stay pure, man. That's just me. I'm an old school guy. I just like hard nosed. I don't want the kids, oh, I'm getting millions of dollars, so I need the ball in my hand the whole game. Nah, man. I want to see the kids on the bench get some burn. They're working just as hard, you know?
Yeah.
they got to work a little bit harder, man. So somebody out there doing more work.
Sometimes it comes down to the collectors want to see who they gave their money to. But we ain't going to talk about that.
We're a little bit far off.
Speaking of doing more work, when the chapter's complete and the work is done, what do you hope your players or those who have worked with you remember?
To be honest, I really want them to remember the relationship. Basketball, the relationships that I've built through the game have been completely life-changing for me. And I'm a passionate person. And sometimes people look at me and like say maybe I'm too passionate, or I call me a crash out. But there's one thing that I don't want to do is to not help somebody tap into their true potential. And I feel for me, and I'll just say this, it's true. Like I didn't have a lot of parental support growing up in a lot of dysfunction. I just didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And knowing some of the guys that coached me and how they impacted my life, I want people to just truly enjoy their experience in the gym, the conversations that happen outside of basketball.
Right.
How can I help you navigate maybe a certain situation, lead you down a different financial path, maybe help you with a life situation, you're in a crisis. I want to impact way beyond this basketball game because I've lived life. I'm 37 years old. I've struggled. I've hit the rock bottom. I've hit some highs in my life. My journey's not done, but some that I've gained along the way. I want people to hear my heart and everything that I do and how I speak to people. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to work with as many people as I do.
That's awesome.
I love that. I love that. Now, you also mentioned about having Christ in your life. Right? So, how big of the spiritual aspect, how big was that in your journey? Like, how did that help you along the way?
For me, my identity was in basketball for 29 years.
Right.
And everywhere I went, I knew people were looking at me because they knew I played basketball.
Right.
And to hear a lot of the stories about guys, their playing careers are over and maybe an injury into their career, and they're struggling with addiction, and stuff like that. Like it took a lot for me to like understand like I'm not just a basketball coach. I'm not just a basketball guy. And I don't want to get too in the weeds, but I feel like Christ has restored my life and filled a lot of holes in my heart that whether it was relationships, whether it was for the love of the game that's not there. I think there's so much impact like that you become whole with Christ, and basketball is going to eventually stop bouncing and you're going to have a family and you're going to be able to raise kids. I haven't been fortunate enough to have kids of my own yet, but I know that having the perspective of a soft heart instead of a hard heart, because a lot of people walk around with hardened hearts. And I feel like Christ allows you to still have a soft heart for people, but also it gives you the ability to do something bigger than yourself. And I think underscore hoops, man. I just want to honor God. I want to honor my family, and I want to honor the people that I work with.
That's
Amen,
awesome.
brother. Amen, brother. For real. Praise up. For real. Keep it going. I love what you're doing. So you already know.
Your son, I'm telling you, your sons are impacting my life. Both of your sons got great energy, and they just get it. They know what their identity's in, and they stand on business, and they just get it. So there's beauty in having something. Your identity it can't be in a sport because you're going to get lost really quick.
Right. Facts.
And then you go searching. And then when you go searching, you get landmines and trap doors, and you just continue to search.
Right.
And there's not enough corks to plug the boat.
Write that one down. Write that one down. I love references. By the way, on these podcasts, I love references. So like you've dropped a few gems, and I appreciate that.
Definitely.
Might have to find a gem sound.
Yeah,
Hey,
we got.
that would be so good.
Nah, that's all right. That's all right. We definitely believe that. And you already know I appreciate you just because like you said, you do know my boys, and they speak very highly of you. So definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you.
Definitely enjoyed having you on here, Coach Troutman. It was definitely a pleasure to have you on the Off the Bench podcast.
Yes,
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate you all giving me the space to talk freely. I know I talked a lot, so I apologize.
Nah,
very
good.
informative.
But before we go though, I just want to know, like, if there's anything that you need to say or want to say, this is your platform. Like anything that you want to say and to give back to the community, to the kids, anyone that might see this. Is there anything on your heart that you want to lay out there?
Or you could tell them how to find you, how to reach out to you,
Yeah,
or
that too.
get involved with you.
So like my website's www.honorscourthoops.com. You can find me on Instagram at honorscourthoops. I think for me, man, I'm all about. I don't have a lot of. I'm not gimmicky. I want to give people what at times in my life I didn't get, and I don't want anybody to feel how I felt in moments of my life. And I feel like basketball has just. I left corporate America 2 years ago, and it was on my heart to leave corporate America because I knew I had something in my heart that I had to do for other people. And I will admit, I've been selfish in my life. On multiple occasions, but I feel like through basketball, it's way more important for me to help somebody grow as a person more so that it is just being able to put the ball in the basket. So if you're trying to get better skill-wise and you're trying to be a better person and you're really trying to learn the game on a deeper level, I don't know if there's anybody that's going to work as hard as me, be as positive energy-wise as me, and be as good a shooter as me. So I'll send you a video.
We might have to take you up on that shooting drill, Coach.
Y'all get tapped in with Coach Rob.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys again for having me on. I'm blessed and honored.
Yes, thank you. It's a pleasure having you on, Coach, and we definitely would love to have you on again sometime soon.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Thank you for your time so much.
Thank you.
All right, Ronald.
All right,
close us
everybody.
out.
Just remember to keep following the Off the Bench podcast and stay off the bench. Definitely was a pleasure having you, Robert.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Many blessings, everybody. Have a good night. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Like, share,
All right.
subscribe.
I definitely.
Step into the role of your better self. Do you really need a reason to better your health? So many times I was down on myself just to rise back up, break through like Houdini out of hell. So, by the long face, what the sad song. You don't need me to say what's going on. What's wrong with taking back the throne? It's time for you to have mind control. Long face, what the sad song. You don't need me to say what's going on. What's wrong with taking back the throne? It's time for you to have mind control. Hey, this is it. The way to be free. Oh, this is it. The way to be free. Oh, another chance, to live a life that you chose instead of going through the motions. You know how that goes. It won't be easy, but the rewards, they will show from you to the universe. A world of possibilities will unfold. It's not too late. So, a long face, what the sad song. You don't need me to say what's going on. What's wrong with taking back the throne? It's time for you to have mind control. A long face, what the sad song. You don't need me to say what's going on. What's wrong with taking back